Gotham, a crazy podcast about DC, with your hosts E-Rock and PD. When we speak up, get your geeks up, cause you know you about to get geeked up. So sit back, relax, and get comfy. Lose your mind like Solomon Grundy, and listen to a show that won't be forgotten, coming straight out of Gotham.
Everybody out there celebrating Halsey Fest, welcome to another episode of Straight Outta Gotham, episode 125. We are a fandom pop culture podcast and a proud member of the Batman Podcast Network, hosted by Batman on Film. Make sure you check out all the other great shows on the network by heading on over to BLF, clicking the podcast drop down, and checking out what everyone has to offer, because there's just wonderful things that wonderful people are talking about. So I want you all to listen in and listen to those good podcasts. I am your co-host from the other side of the Hudson River. I am Peter Arvera, and today we're recording on August 9th, 2023. Wow, August, summer's over. This sucks. As always, we have a great show for you today, but before we get into the good stuff, I'd like to remind you, all of our faithful listeners, if you take the time to rate, not read, because this is a podcast, you can't read anything. Idiot. Rate and review this show on iTunes and Apple Podcasts, and we read your review on air. You win a Straight Outta Gotham monthly prize pack, so please get that stuff in there, and please review that our show like it's Rotten Tomatoes, because we could we got stuff we got to give away, and I got a lot of junk, and you guys got space. Now, it's everyone's favorite part of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the man who won the 1989 Banana Bobbing Championship of East Islip, a BOF junior contributor. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Q. Holzman.
Hello, Pete. Hello, everybody. Well, once again, back another week, another show, another memory for me to talk about.
Yeah, you've been busy. You just finished Halsey Fest, which was a weekend-long musical celebration of Eric's vocal life.
No, Halsey Fest does not start until September. So
I thought it happened already. Oh, you're just planning.
No. This is the pre-fest. There's a pre-fest.
Pre-fest.
It's an actual.
So what is
actual festival?
What is that happens at pre-fest? Is it like Festivus?
It's a smaller version, and it's just more intimate setting with close friends and family.
Okay, so this is for like your OnlyFans VIPs.
Well, no, not my OnlyFans VIPs. That's a different.
Okay, so this is even separate. That Eric has many fan bases, as you know. Like he literally goes from corner to corner on this flat Earth, as Kyrie Irving would say. He's got it all covered.
Yeah. So, I gotta make everyone happy. Gotta appease the public. So,
yeah, when you're the champion of Long Island, it's a tough responsibility.
It is,
because everyone's coming for your title.
It is not easy sometimes, but
like every once in a while, I get very suspicious of Drew. Like, I wonder if he's coming for the title. Like, I wonder if he just kind of like befriended you to kind of get to the top. So, I'd watch out for him.
He's got a lot going on himself, so I don't think
I know he claims kids and work and everything, but I think he's coming after you. I think he's got an agenda.
I don't know. But we learned that I learned, I didn't know that one of the contestants, and we're going to announce the winner of the contestant, guys, but one of the contestants is also from Long Island, and I didn't know that until I heard his submission. So that was cool to learn. I
would imagine if I was a resident of Long Island, being on a podcast with said champion would be a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Would have been cool.
There's the Bagel Boss, Robert Moses, like people from Long Island. People want to talk to Geraldo.
Robert Moses is dead.
Well, people still have a lot of questions. Like, what the hell were you thinking?
Like, why are you dead?
Why are you kind of the most evil man that ever lived?
Oh yeah, that's true. He had a vision.
It was something. I wouldn't even.
His vision made a baseball team completely move to the other side of the country. That's crazy when you think about it. But yeah,
it's crazy that he had that much power.
He's the reason the Dodgers aren't in Brooklyn anymore. So it's crazy thought. That's a whole other show. We could do a whole other show on that, but yeah. So let's start, Pete. Let's begin and tell everybody. Thank everyone who submitted to the contest.
It was fun listening to everyone's
the BNOG contest, which I kind of called it after the fact.
The audition tapes.
So, yes, it was nice. It was fun to listen to the audition tapes. But we do have a winner, and we're going to announce it now. Again, thanks everybody for submitting. But Andrew Jakes, he is the winner of the contest.
That's it. Winner, chicken dinner.
So we will be in touch with you, and we will discuss about when you could be on the show. We'll work with your schedule and get through all of that, and then decide when it'd be best for you to come on with us.
That's the hardest part of scheduling. There's
one thing he said on the audition tape, though, that we're definitely going to have to talk about.
Okay.
It is his love of Gotham. The show Gotham, yes.
I don't know if he said he loved it. He said he liked it. He watched it. I love.
He said he's a fan of Gotham.
This doesn't mean love.
So
when I think of love, I'm thinking like Barry White. Like,
so I'm sure Pete, more Pete than me, because Pete really despises the show. So I'm sure you and him could have a nice little conversation about Gotham when we record. But again, thanks to everybody. This was fun. It was fun to listen to the submissions. Yeah, even all of you who didn't win, that you all submitted some really good stuff.
It was a close contest. Like
it
wasn't easy.
It wasn't. No, it was. We talked about it for a little while and really went through them and listened to them, and it was fun. So maybe we'll do it again sometime, or maybe we can have you guys on anyway. We'll talk about it. I don't know. But definitely for now, Andrew, it's you, man. So congratulations.
Yeah, and I can't wait to have you on, and we can talk all the Jerome you want, and it'll be interesting at least.
Yes, it will be. It should be a fun episode to do that. We should work on some art for that too. See if we can come up with something special for that. We'll talk about that though. So we're recording kind of a little late this week. We normally do every week, but we're recording on Wednesday. So we have a good show planned for you though. We are going to go through our normal rundown of things, as you guys know. So let's first start with a show that I liked, but you didn't. We're getting a season 2, and of course that's Loki. The trailer, to me, this one was, how do I put it? It's very targeted. The first one was obviously they were setting something up in a much larger time frame. This seems much more like a targeted piece, but again, I don't know what they showed us completely from the show. So I don't know exactly what I'm looking at, but I mean, I love Hiddleston in this role, and so the more I get of him in it, I'm happy watching. But everyone's back. The usual suspects. Owen Wilson's back. I always forget the one who plays the female version. I forget her name, but she's back. Sylvie is her name on the show. I don't know what her name is in real life. That's what I'm trying to figure out or remember. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Pete, would you give this one a try?
Yeah, this trailer looked really good. I'm actually kind of excited. It looked like there was a lot of action. I thought the first one was really boring and dull. Like, it just seemed really slow and blah.
It was slow. It was a slower movie.
This one looks like you say it looks targeted. Yeah, it looks targeted to me. Like, people are like, oh, look, see, action. And so, yeah, I'll watch it. I'll see what happens, because you have to, because if you don't watch one of these things, you're totally lost. So we'll see what goes down. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's definitely that's actually the next thing I want to talk about. Because
like, this Loki's a huge plot hole. Well, not a plot hole, but a big plot device within the MCU itself, right? Like, coming out of like Endgame into his own, like, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, the first series, the first season set up the multiverse. Mm-hmm. We got to see Kang at the end, and then the decision. Like,
it's a big part of the MCU.
Yes. So this season, again, that's what I mean. Is this one seems a little more targeted to a specific task, and it's definitely tying into the larger Kang Dynasty timeline that they're building up. So yeah, so that's where we're headed there. But there was an article in Variety talking about kind of how Marvel now has become a mess and how it's kind of lost its way. And the article is very well written. I thought it was an excellent piece, and there's a lot of truth to it. I don't always think about it in these terms, but when someone lays it down in front of you and it kind of explains it
Like
piece
the
by piece,
business terms. Yeah.
just even the piece by piece of each film and then what that had in it and how that was really not part of the film. It just serviced the larger universe. In the first, in the Infinity Saga, I always felt like most of that stuff was done post credits. But in this version of it, I think because we didn't have it at the beginning, we didn't really have an endpoint. It's kind of been dispersed throughout each of the films and part of the structure of the films. And that's something that I didn't realize until this guy specifically wrote it out, what happened in each movie and how it serviced the larger MCU.
Been saying that for years.
Yeah. Well, no, but again, in the Infinity Saga, most of that stuff was done post credits. Most of the connective tissue, some of them had it in the film, but most of the films could stand by themselves. You could watch them. You don't need to worry about the rest of the stuff. These, I didn't realize it till now, but you really can't. Like, these are now, it's very much a connective book as part of the story. And, I understand how that could be confusing for people, specifically now because you have the Disney Plus shows. And those all serve into the larger storyline. And you're right. You said it before. You kind of have to watch everything now or else you're completely lost. And you're correct. So he touches on that. And he's kind of saying that he doesn't know if they can find their way again in the long run.
Look, let's be honest. They were on a 20-year run. That's unheard of. A 20-year run. Right? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It had to come to an end at some point. We all knew it was going to. So, like, I don't know why anyone's really surprised. It took a little bit longer. Like, there were one point they were making $1 billion hit after $1 billion hit. Even on crappy movies.
I think, yeah. Well, I think what happened was
like the brand was so strong.
Yeah. But once Endgame happened, a lot of people were like, okay, I got my story and that's it. And they don't care about
which is weird because it's just like everyone wants franchises and
so I think
continue on.
Yeah. And I think that's what happened. And I do. Well, I could take them. If they're good, yes, give me more of it. If they're bad, I'd rather not bother.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it's like I look at the whole.
We're getting one. We're getting one in DC.
No, it's gonna happen. Like, I get it, but it's like, I don't know. Like, at this point, I'm like, well, what do you want more? It's like, think of it. If I was like a real Marvel fan, right? If I was like a Paul Herman, I'm like, would I rather have a fourth Iron Man movie or a movie about Sentry? Now let's think about this.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
yes,
do I want a greater universe movie? Like, put in DC terms. Do I really want a Blue Beetle movie? Or would I like, I don't know, a really solid entry Green Lantern film, right? Like, Green Lantern's just, for me, more important of a character. Like, it's just, when you build out these shared universes, one as big as Marvel, it's like now you're stretched so thin. There's no Captain America. You have a new Captain America. You have to see how people react to that, right?
Right.
Like no Thor. Like the pillars that made your universe are gone.
Yeah, I mean, well, the pillar, Iron Man was the first, and he's gone. We don't know what's going on with. Yes, we don't know what's going on with Spider-Man. We heard there's a fourth. We heard there's discussions of a fourth, but you don't know what's going on there. You don't know if it's going to be part of the
movie's end. He's kind of more independent than anything else, correct? Like nobody knows who he is. That's how we reboot Spider-Man within the universe.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of things open. What happened to Boseman passing away for Black Panther? That was tragic, and that's
unexpected because he's like the new foundation. Black Panther. It sucks what happened to Boseman. Black Panther is so big within the Marvel, though, that like now that because of this tragedy, that franchise was cut short, basically a movie. Like Wakanda Forever is okay. It's okay in my opinion, but like because I miss T'Challa, that's what really hurts the movie in my opinion. And T'Challa's now absent as well. So it's just, it's just at some point it grows thin because, and I give them credit for moving on from the previous generation, but it's like it comes back to like Transformers. Like they killed Optimus Prime in the movie, and then everyone got upset because like they wanted to sell new toys. Like no, we'll just buy more Optimus toys.
Yeah, and then they wound up bringing them back.
Yeah, so like eventually they all come back, but the main pillars like Batman and Spider-Man, like they will continue to be made. But I don't know, like when it comes down to like these ancillary characters, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's
Do
a
really
tough
need this movie for
sell.
them?
Yeah, and I think
I'll
it's a
be there
tough
for Blue
sell.
Beetle and I'll check it out, but like he's so, and that includes Ted Cord. Like they're so low on my totem pole.
Yeah, well, it's a character we both have said that we didn't know much about until the Injustice game. So, like, this is a complete, that part of it to me is cool because it's kind of fresh, but we like this stuff, so we'll give it a shot. There's people who are like, who the hell is Blue Beetle? And they're never going to go see this movie. So,
I hope they like George Lopez.
Sell. Yeah, like that's what they should be hoping, that the people who like George Lopez and who liked Cobra Kai, who like Zolo, who's the lead in this, that they'll go see it because of them. But yeah, you posted, and it wasn't in this rundown, but we could talk about it. The numbers don't look good for Blue Beetle.
They look worse than the Flash.
So, there's a lot. There is something to be said for not only the MCU, but a little bit of superhero fatigue. I think this year has borne that out box office wise. A lot of the tentpole franchises.
I think
didn't do well.
There's just other options like Barbie. Barbie
was
an
a
option.
Fresh idea.
Oppenheimer was an option. Like it's just
Yeah,
I was thinking about this last night.
Fresh idea.
Superheroes dominated the comic book landscape and took over entirely. Like at one point. And it happened so long ago, and now all comic books are essentially superhero comic books, right? Like I would say, like 90% of the books being published are superhero comic books,
right?
Well, for like 20 years, you had that in basically the film industry, where 90% of the movies were made for superhero movies.
It's only 22 films. It was 10 years though, so I know what you're saying, but yeah, it was just a 10-year period.
Was it 10 years?
But yeah, you're right.
It's 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, well, wait, no. You could if you're including like the Raimi Spider-Man films, then yes, you could obviously go back.
Yeah, because that includes X-Men and like it's like the dominance of the genre, and then the MCU takes it to the next level. So like it's like
of course you have the Dark Knight trilogy in there, right? Yeah, the Nolan films. So yeah, that's fair.
So it's like it just seems like that was all they were pumping. Like by the time you get to Iron Man. By the time you get to Dark Knight and Iron Man, it's just like full on, like everyone's in on the act.
Well, yeah, that kicked it off, and then
everyone's making superhero movies.
Yeah, then it just blew up. Everyone. We had the Green Lantern movie.
Yeah. Which led to other things like these characters like Guardians and stuff like that.
Right.
Like
exactly.
But that's only because like the genre just dominated. Like it was insane. Like
And
outside of
like at that time,
a big name director, everything was a superhero movie.
And at that time, these were fresh ideas, right? This was something we hadn't seen before.
It seems like everything was considered a fresh idea until this summer.
Yeah, well, I think COVID changed a lot of people's minds on things. I think, like I said, Barbie isn't new, right? She's been around since 1964. I think
she's never had a movie.
But exactly, she's never had a movie.
At least a live action. So, I'm sure they made like an animated movie about Barbie at some point.
Right.
At least direct to video.
So it was a brand new concept in that regard with a really established director who's made really good films. There's a lot of positivity.
I never heard of this chick before Barbie. Really? Yeah. I don't know her resume.
Greta Gerwig?
Yeah.
She's pretty good. She's a pretty good
okay,
pretty good director. She's also an actress. She's acted in certain things, but she's
here.
She did Little Women. She did Lady Bird, which was an Oscar. What's it called? Was an Oscar darling. She's done a bunch of good films that people have gone to see and enjoyed and critically acclaimed. So
apparently she's doing Snow White, or she wrote Snow White. Interesting.
So yeah.
Okay. Not bad.
Yeah, that's the thing too.
None
Like
of this
she,
stuff
like
is
I said,
really
she's
geared
been.
towards me, but okay.
Oh no, I mean, let's be honest. She definitely does female heavy centric topic films,
Mhm.
and if that's not your thing, that's not your thing. Like and that's
Mm.
fine. But she's very well respected. So that was another layer to this. Obviously, yes, we talked about Oppenheimer. Have you seen it yet? No, you haven't seen it
No,
yet.
I haven't had a chance to. I got to see Turtles too, or Turtles
All
as
right.
well.
But yeah, like that was Nolan's latest film about a huge event in history. So
I know.
that's baked in industry, that baked in what's it called? Reasons people want to go see it.
And
Yeah,
then,
so
like for us locally too, it was a huge event because of the beef.
there was no beef. There was no beef. I love Chris Nolan. I love him. Chris, you're not ever going to hear this, but if you do, holla at your boy. We could talk.
Yeah. No, that's the quickest back pedal I've ever seen.
Never, ever, ever was there beef.
The beef.
I don't love all your films. Yes, if that makes beef, then we have beef.
Then
That's it.
That's it. Then you say you got beef.
If that's what causes beef,
Beef.
I didn't know I could. I didn't know I had to love
beef.
I didn't know I had to love everything that someone does.
I just think of Leto's Joker and Reno watching that. You want no beef? You want no beef? Stupid Jared Leto. Look at what he did to my Joker. So stupid. Nothing like Joaquin Phoenix or Heath Ledger niggas in the seat on nothing. This is stupid. No Joker. Fake Joker. I don't know what this is. Yes, me and Reno French guy doesn't know like this. Yeah. That's it.
That is
the beef.
You do the absolute of everyone that you try and do. His is the absolute worst. Of all the voices you try and do.
Yes, it is. Because then he's like, I don't understand why he does this accent. It makes me sound like a Russian oligarch.
Yes.
I don't get. Don't make sense. I have croissant now.
What?
And then
yeah, no.
Oh, me and Reno don't like this. No, eat croissant French kind of the Montreal years. It's just fun for me. Why can't I have fun? Why do I have to be a stick in the mud? Why can't I enjoy things?
I was just telling you.
You can't stop me. It's my microphone, my choice.
I was just saying you do a lot of voices on this show. His is not one of your better ones. That was all I was saying.
You heard my Justin Kowalski?
Oh yeah, I've heard that one too. It's not so crazy.
Oh, dude, this is crazy, man. Oh, Bam's that well. Get back in space, bro. Just crazy, man.
That doesn't sound like him at all.
You're right, it doesn't. So it's good.
All right. Well, while the MCU might be struggling and people look like they might be losing a little bit of interest, they keep pushing. They keep going forward. And one of the big titles that I know you're interested in is Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Snyder actually has been talking about the casting, and
he's been dropping like bombs. Then he's been like retracting. I know. Been a very busy man with this movie. It seems like he's the only one actually covering it. I haven't heard a peep from anyone else about this film.
It's true. Like this person's in it. Oh wait, no, they're not in it. So, well, one person he swears who is in it is Vanessa Kirby, will be Sue Storm, Invisible Woman. Mm-hmm. Vanessa Kirby is also recently in Mission Impossible. So if you guys are familiar with the Mission Impossible franchise, that's where you'd probably know her from. She's the blonde. And I saw the movie twice and I can't remember her character's name in the movie, but she apparently is going to be our Sue Storm, Invisible Woman. Jeff had also originally said that Jack Quaid was in talks to play Johnny Storm, but apparently it wasn't him. It was Stranger Things star Joseph Quinn, who's in negotiations to play Johnny Storm. Yeah. So there had also been rumors that Ebon Moss-Bachrach, who plays cousin on The Bear, if you watch the show The Bear on Hulu, he plays the cousin. They call him cousin he calls him cousin on the show. He was apparently in talks to play Ben Grimm, the Thing, but That's not something that has been confirmed, but it is confirmed that he will be in the movie playing some role. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy. All this stuff going on. They said that. Oh, sorry. Jeff said that Moss Bacharach might be playing Silver Surfer,
which is cool because they're doing Silver Surfer really early. Like I wasn't sure. Well, he could play into the story early. I guess I would
Yes.
personally have waited. I would have. I want to see something new outside. We'll see. We'll see what they do, but it sounds like this is going to be kind of like a space adventure.
It does. It does sound like that.
Which everyone knows how much you hate Gravity, so you don't like space movies.
Oh God, that movie's so bad. Anyway,
I love Gravity.
Such a bad film. Anyway, also according to Snyder, there had been much talk about Reed Richards, obviously Mr. Fantastic, but he hasn't been cast yet. The rumor was Matt Smith, who was on Doctor Who, also is currently on House of the Dragon. He was supposedly be the leader in the clubhouse for that role, but that has not been confirmed. But it won't be him. So that's what they're saying. So
the Thing needs to have a cigar.
Yeah, I hope they just keep
I need Ben Grimm to smoke cigars.
Yeah, let's keep the characters who they are. That's what I want. Let's make sure we have that. I always think it's good when they try different things, but
I think this would be different.
Yeah. So, all right, sticking in the MCU, Anthony Mackie finally gave us a little bit of insight on Captain America: Brave New World. So he started talking. He recently did an interview with The Wrap, and he started talking about the filming of it and how it's just being familiar. It's like going to summer camp. He said you work with.
I thought that was
10
interesting.
years, right? And you keep coming back. And now, in the beginning, he didn't really, you don't know these people, and now it's just like coming home and people you know for 10, 12 years. Now they have kids and families and lives. So it's a really cool experience there. So he specifically talks about the scenes he shot with Harrison Ford and how starstruck he kind of was. He said there was a scene with him and an extra where they were supposed to be talking to Harrison Ford, and they said go, and that the extra couldn't give his line, like he got tongue-tied because he was actually doing a scene with him. So I thought that was cool. But he also said that Harrison Ford is awesome to work with, and so it was an interesting little look into his take on the character and what they're doing, what they're trying to do.
It seems like they're really going to harken back to Winter Soldier. Like he made it. See, they shot a lot of the same locations, scenes, locations, and stuff, and he brought that movie up several times. So it makes it seem like it's going to have a lot more in common with that than it would have like a. I don't know. It seems like it's a little bit more self-contained.
Yeah, well, the writer is the same writer.
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm Spellman wrote Falcon and same writer as Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I loved Falcon and Winter Soldier.
So yeah. It was one of my favorite ones too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I want to see how the evolution of Captain America, and I'm really interested to see how the audience and the fans react to it.
I can't wait to see what Sam has in store.
Yeah. Just a different. I'm interested too to see how a different Captain America is going to play with the audience and with fans. Well, Mackie's a good actor, so
I want to see if anything from Winter Soldier or Falcon Winter Soldier kind of carries through. I want to see if like the old man super soldier. Like I want to see if he pops up again at some point.
Yeah, or who was the other Captain?
I want to know what's going on with the boat too.
Agent USA right? That's the
U.S. agent.
U.S. agent, yeah. Yep.
Well, I think he's going to be in Thunderbolts.
He's supposed to be in Thunderbolts, yeah. But I wonder if he's going to be in here somewhere because that's the last thing we saw from the show.
Yeah.
But definitely check out the article, guys. It's the Wrap article. Check it out and let us know what you think. So, Louis Leterrier, as we know, famously directed The Incredible Hulk, the original one with Ed Norton, before Ed Norton bowed out and we got Mark Ruffalo. So he recently spoke about what his sequel would have been, and he said there was a whole sequel. There was Gray Hulk, Red Hulks. There was a lot of good stuff that we were planning. Hulk is a complex character within the Marvel Universe. You want the Primeval Hulk, the Rage Hulk, and then when you go Gray and Smart Hulk, you lose that a little bit and you get a little bit more kiddish with it. So apparently, the way that they went in the MCU was kind of on his roadmap as well. At least that's how I read it. What did you think?
I really read it as we missed out on a really cool Hulk movie, which looked like
Okay.
it sounds like a much better version of Ang Lee's movie almost to an extent, like with more Hulks and everything.
Right.
Yeah, like the trajectory, yeah. I just think it would have been different if they did a sequel. Like Norton seemed by the end of Incredible Hulk to have a decent control of his power and when to
Yeah.
Hulk on and whatnot. So I wanted to just, I want to see where that went. And I don't know, just been kind of bummed out lately. I liked what we got in She-Hulk with Hulk. Certain things like I hate Banner in Infinity War wearing the suit. So it's like there's certain because he always looks so stupid, like a floating head. So I don't know. It's he's really I like Hulk in Avengers. Like he's been iffy with me in the MCU. So it all depends. But I don't hate Smart Hulk. But my preferred version of Hulk is kind of more the unstable, uncontrollable monster.
Yeah, I'm with you there. That's my preferred version as well. I
don't like him hanging out at diners taking photos. Really,
this was interesting. Like, it's just interesting to read.
I just didn't know they had like a real idea for it. So that's kind of it kind of makes me kind of bummed out. Maybe I should start a hashtag. Make Incredible Hulk 2.
Well, apparently they have the rights now. That's what I keep hearing. So there might be some kind of way we get another Hulk movie. Don't know what it will be, but we might get another one. So who knows? Who knows what happens?
Too many greedy people involved.
It'd be good to see like him kind of lose this control again and become the rageful Hulk that we love. Okay, it'd be kind of cool to see that.
I wish Paramount still had the rights that they would just make a standalone Hulk movie. Just do it.
Be fine with me.
Yeah.
I'll be fine, but they don't.
A la the Batman.
So, yeah, Hulk is definitely a character because of the complexity of Bruce.
You can do it with all of them. You just have to choose to do a standalone movie instead of being a part of a greater universe.
I just mean now with what's in everybody's head. Like you could easily do a Hulk film and pull it out, and I think it would do well. So we will see. But we are getting Deadpool 3. Once the strike's over,
someday
start filming again. But Emma Corrin, who is playing the villain in this, recently spoke about playing the villain. And they said, I feel really excited to play a villain. I haven't done that, and it's an itch I want to scratch.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently when it was pitched to her, or to them, they had no interest in Marvel. They didn't know what was going on. They had to be brought up to speed. They said they watched Spider-Man and Black Panther, but they didn't really know
that was interesting
on.
how they caught her up and how it was kind of like school, like just kind of cramming and knowledge and everything, and she had to basically study up. So it's funny because you're not just taking on a role; you have to understand, I guess, everything else surrounding the role these days. Because you're not just making one movie; you're making a sequel to movies that came across 10 years ago.
But we don't know how this ties in, though.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to tie in great in spectacular Ryan Reynolds fashion. Like I imagine it's going to be chaos.
I think it'll be cool if this spawns some kind of X-Force. I know they tried to do that jokingly in Deadpool 2, but it would be cool if this spawns some kind of that segment of Marvel.
Yeah, I'm waiting on when Marvel brings the rest of the X-Men into this mix because I feel like that's like their white knight. Like they're kind of holding out hope for the X-Men to carry the MCU for the next generation. I really believe that because I think they're banking on title characters like Professor X and Wolverine and all those guys, Cyclops, everything, all those big heavy hitters over there. Like, where are they?
Right. Yeah. So it's gonna be cool, but I'm looking forward to this.
I don't care who really is the villain for Deadpool 3. I just care about what he's going to make fun of, because I imagine it's going to be everything from Disney buying Fox to the MCU and just cameos from people. Like,
Right.
if you, I'm man, if people were so upset about Flash cameos, I'm dying to see what Reynolds pulls out. Like, I
I
can't
know.
wait to see what kind of cameos he's coming up with. Especially
I
if you're
know.
reading the rumors. Like, well, we all know Jennifer Garner's in the movie. Like, we all know, like
Right.
Elektra's in the movie. So, like, we can only sit. I'm sure Ben Affleck's not far behind.
That would be fantastic. That'd be so fantastic. And hey, they kept Clooney mostly under wraps for the Flash. So if they could keep it, if they're keeping Affleck's Daredevil, that would be cool. If they're doing that, we'll see. Yeah, that's the one. The next MCU film that I'm really, really, really excited about.
And it's not because of and it has nothing to do with really
Nope.
the movie itself as much as like everything else surrounding it.
Yes.
I feel like honestly, this doesn't even have to be a movie. It could just be like a constant bunch of one-liners, and that's all I'd really expect out of it.
That would be interesting. That'd be an interesting take.
I mean, I've watched Ryan Reynolds get pegged in the first movie, for crying out loud. It was crazy.
Yes, we did. That was an
We'll see how far Disney lets him go.
Interesting little scene. All right, so let's switch to DC for a little bit. I think one of the more disappointing films. It's kind of started the trend. It kind of started the trend, but the most recent one was probably Black Adam. I think there was a lot of hype going into it. I honestly enjoyed it, and I still do. I would watch it. I watch it every once in a while. I'll throw it on. But of course, the way that Dwayne Johnson has hyped everything his entire career, whether it was wrestling or his acting roles, he had a big ownership in this, and he hyped it to be this huge thing, and it was going to the balance of power was supposed to change, right? That's what he told us.
The hierarchy.
Yes, and it didn't.
It did, just not in his direction.
That's true. So, well, he kind of doesn't take ownership for the failure of it. He's basically saying it got caught in a vortex of new leadership. It says so many changes in leadership.
True. He's telling half truths.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think you kind of have to take some ownership of it yourself.
It just didn't work, man. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. And then he obviously talks about the Cavill piece being in there.
Yeah, I don't know if he's actually just saying this because he wants to seem positive, but he almost kind of sounds like he's kind of an idiot. Like, you just sound really dumb because you're like, the world went crazy when Henry Cavill came back. I'm like, it didn't.
Not really.
There might have been a rebel moon that went nuts, but I don't know if the whole world.
I mean, I do think it brought a level of intrigue, but only for people who care.
Not enough.
Right. And it wasn't for the general audience. They didn't give a crap. It was for people like us.
We both liked the movie.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so I own it. Literally, I own the movie and I own liking it, and but I gotta admit, no one else did. So for whatever reason.
But there's a lot of this article. You guys can read it, but a lot of it
comes off as completely oblivious.
Yes, or constantly passing blame. Like he says, he makes an analogy. He says, "Not my coach, not my quarterback," because new ownership. When the new regime took over, and that's why there's nothing. We're not having more Black Adam in this phase, but he still kind of seems to think that maybe down the line the character will be back.
I would honestly be down for another Black Adam movie with The Rock. I don't know who anybody else would be, but I would be.
Yeah, and like I said, we enjoyed it. We both enjoyed it. So,
but then again, it's like saying like someone would be like, "Well, I'd be down for another Henry Cavill Superman movie," and it's like, "Well, those movies didn't really work." So it's like,
right?
It's weird. Like, I guess that's why the whole universe is essentially kind of being rebooted. Right? It didn't work. even for the stuff we all like and enjoy. You know, like I like BVS. Not a lot of people like BVS. You know, I like Wonder Woman 84. Not a lot of people like Wonder Woman 84. I can go on and on about movies that I liked that not a lot of people. I feel like 90% of the universe I liked it, and not a lot of people like these. So it's just time to move on, and it stinks. You know, and at some point we'll get another Black Adam movie, maybe. But that's another thing too. Like Black Adam, like I really enjoyed the 3 movies between the 2 Shazams and Black Adam. But like, did we need a Shazam movie? Is that part of oversaturation? Is that part of stretching it thin? You know, like maybe we learned these characters aren't as marketable as we thought, and maybe they're just comic book characters. And Shazam has had a TV show in the past too, so it's not,
Yeah, it did. I used to watch it.
Yeah, it's not like he had the right to contend at least, right? Like more so than like something like Blue Beetle who's so obscure.
No, I agree. Like it's kind of that's kind of the elephant in the room is which these characters, we don't need films for all these characters, and that's a fair argument.
I could say the same thing about Ant-Man, and I love the Ant-Man movies, all 3 of them. Like everyone hates the second 2. I'm actually a big fan, so suck it. But do we need Ant-Man? Does Ant-Man need a goddamn trilogy?
Well, but it worked. The first one worked.
No, I get it. Well, the first one worked, but the other 2, I liked it. No one else did. Like, how many times do I have to say?
I think the second one. I mean, I didn't love the second one.
A lot of people don't like the second one. A lot of people think the second one is probably the worst one of the 3.
Well, I don't know.
That says a lot because a lot of people don't like Quantumania.
I think Quantumania is the worst of the 3. Outside of Majors, that movie is garbage.
Yeah. Well, what's her name? A lot of people don't like Ghost, the villain, which is funny because she's back in Thunderbolts.
I know. So
recycle parts.
Yeah. I mean, that's always going to be a fair argument. That's always going to be a fair argument. Is do we need Shazam or do we need an Ant-Man? It's always going to be fair. Outside of the big name superheroes that people are going to see, like Batman, Spider-Man. I used to think Superman, but maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. But speaking of, we all thought that when Patty Jenkins was left Wonder Woman 3, we all thought they were moving on. Gunn didn't announce Wonder Woman as part of the first phase of his plan. But according to Gal Gadot, they're going to develop a Wonder Woman. Right now it's just 3. I wonder if it's going to be a complete new.
It'll probably be Wonder Woman subtitle, right?
Yeah, and she's apparently still going to play the role. So remember when Gunn took over?
We all love her.
Yeah, I remember when he took over and he said we're going to keep some of the things that work and move on from the stuff that didn't.
So we're going to keep Gal?
Yeah, apparently it seems that they're keeping Wonder Woman and Gal's Wonder Woman moving forward.
Jason Momoa will be Aquaman, apparently.
Yeah.
Right? He's always going to be Aquaman, so maybe I think it'd be awesome if we got an Aquaman versus Lobo movie.
Where he played both roles.
Suck it, Kowalski.
He plays both roles. That'd be perfect.
They should totally do what they did with Ezra Miller in The Flash with Jason Momoa.
That would be fantastic. That really would be.
Yeah, that's an actual Brave and the Bold movie, by the way. Man and Lobo. That would be a comic book. That would be cool. Yeah, I don't know what else they're going to keep though. Like, to be brutally honest, like, I mean, aside from obviously the gun stuff, which is Waller and Peacemaker. I guess Harley. Right. I would assume you at Warner Brothers if Robbie comes at you with another Harley Quinn idea, do you say no? Coming off Barbie.
No, I mean, I like the Suicide Squad a lot, but to me, she's the best part of it in that movie. Like, she's fantastic. So,
do you like Birds of Prey?
I did.
Okay,
I did like Birds of Prey.
Yeah, no, I do too.
Yeah, I did. So I do think that Harley will be around if she wants to do it, and if Gunn has an idea for it, then Harley will still be involved. moving forward. Now, how they work around the continuity factor, if they do, that remains to be seen. But I do think that there are, like we said, he's going to keep some of the things that worked. I think these are things that he feels worked, so he's going to bring them forward with his ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But it was weird that we heard about that Amazon show that he's working on. It was a show, right? Or was it a video game? I
thought that was it. That was it. Yeah, it was it. Yeah.
Right?
I
We
didn't
heard
know
about
he was
that.
working on it. I thought Patty was working on that.
No. When he announced the plan, there was a.
Oh, yes, you're right. Okay, I'm getting things confused. Yes.
Yeah, that Amazon show or whatever, but it was supposed to be like, I guess, a prequel to Wonder Woman or something like that. But yeah, I guess maybe they hadn't figured everything out yet, and they were kind of just talking about what was they were going to do with the character, and then they had their discussion. But it's going to be interesting to see.
When it comes to Warner Brothers, I don't ever think they think it out.
The track record does kind of.
At least when it comes to this stuff, it's like Warner Brothers seems very competent outside of their DC films.
It's true, man. It's crazy. It is a crazy thing that
they should have just listened to Nolan years ago. That was their problem.
I don't know about that.
Well, they clearly failed the shared universe game. So
they did, but like you said, how their plan for it is why they failed. I don't think it failed because it can't work. It failed because they decided to rush to a team-up movie.
Again, and now it's a little too late, in my opinion.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. We're getting it, so it's coming.
Oh, it's coming.
If Superman does well, it's coming. If it doesn't, that's a whole other story then.
Yeah, it's probably not coming. Let's be honest. It's probably not coming.
You're such a pessimist.
I'm just reading the tea leaves.
Such a pessimist. If Superman Legacy does well, Pete, it's coming. That's pretty much how it goes.
If.
So, and if everyone believes in Gunn, right? If you believe in James Gunn, if you like his
Superman Returns
movies,
made like $700 million, we would have got a sequel to that too.
That's true. I mean, I guess Suicide Squad is I guess technically we got a sequel then. Yeah, I always said it was a sequel. So I guess technically
it is a sequel. One. It's a standalone sequel.
The Suicide Squad, it is. It still has connectivity to the first one.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, one thing that we're getting a sequel now, which will be the 7th installment, is Scream, and we're getting a new director, Christopher Landon, who directed Happy Death Day and Freaky. Will be taking over the realm from Radio Silence, who helmed Scream 5 and 6. So in a way, go ahead.
This sounds like something to be concerned about.
You think?
Yeah.
Why?
Changing directors or horror movies. Like you were lucky with the Radio Silent guys that I mostly like the 5 and 6. So like, except for the ending for 6 was kind of lame. But like, I don't know. Like mostly those movies are really successful. The new characters people like a lot. They made some crazy decisions in my mind with the whole Billy Loomis ghost thing. And that was a little out there. But I don't know. Like, we'll see what happens. I like Death Day. I have to see the second one. I like Death Day though. It's crazy. it's like Groundhog Day but horror. It's fun. I don't know. I'm just kind of worried because it's like at some point without Wes, I'm wondering when this is not going to work because usually these things don't last that long after the creator. Like every once in a while, you get like you'll get an H2O or you'll get like I like Rob Zombie's Halloween, but like most of those movies are kind of like without John Carpenter.
Right. Well, I mean, I think after the last two, I always think sometimes a new, fresh take from a different set of eyes can work. I did like 5 and 6, but will 7? Will the next one now? Will Nev be back? Will they be able to get her back?
That's another thing too. Like these guys weren't these guys like supposed to deliver like a trilogy? Like, isn't their story kind of incomplete now?
I guess, unless they're gonna be involved in the writing of it.
I guess we should.
Which is possible.
Let's get the tags out.
So yeah, so who knows? They say it says they're going to be on as producers or EPs, which means they could have input.
That means check for nothing.
Well, yeah, obviously this is still their idea now. So
Tim Burton, Batman Forever. That's what this means.
I know, but also none of the actors apparently have deals yet to come back. So
we're heading back to Woodsboro. New kids.
So we have no idea what's gonna go on with it. I'm just happy this franchise is still going, and I'm happy that the last two films were still quality films. So many horror franchises, the quality just dips and continues to dip, but these have been both quality movies, introducing in new cast. So I'm optimistic, even though they're changing directors and obviously screenwriters. It seems like I'm optimistic that this is going to be a good move. Like you said, he's established with other horror films, so it should be something that is not that difficult for him to do.
We will see. I don't know.
Yes. All right, so Pete, there was a story about a food fight happening on the set of Batman. I want you to explain this one. You can.
Well, it's funny because it was actually confirmed true. I believe apparently Mr. Uslin's daughter was having a rough day on set, and in order to cheer her up, Michael Keaton started a huge food fight that involved essentially the entire cast and crew in '89. And he took, I believe he took to Facebook and was like, "Yep, it was true. I was there." And he's like, "You take like cake out of my hair or something." Like it was just funny. And it's cool that you can, go back in time and just kind of hear these like fun stories because we all have such a strong nostalgia for '89, and we were also happy to have Keaton back in the Flash. And
right,
it's nice to hear good Batman stories about productions because usually we only hear the horror. So it's nice to hear something fun that happened on set. People were laughing and enjoying themselves.
The story does say though he was in the bat suit, just not in the cape and cowl. And
he probably had the raccoon eyes.
Yeah, and he does. He also talks about. They also talk about obviously how difficult it was for him to be in that suit. So the fact he could still have that kind of an attitude.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine throwing a cupcake wearing all that rubber?
I know. That's what I mean. That suit always looks so uncomfortable. Even when he walks in the film, I'm like, God, every step, I'm like, he's struggling just to walk. It's crazy. But these stories, I always love these kinds of stories, especially like you said, for movies that we.
What was the last time you were involved in a food fight?
Wow.
Erico, I don't start fights, I end them.
No, honestly, dude, I can't even remember. It's been a long time.
We once had this huge food fight on Easter. And I remember
on Easter?
On Easter. It was a holiday. Like we were all together, so it was a massive food fight. And I remember I just picked up this huge wad of green Jello. And I threw it at like my Uncle Sonny, and he was wearing this white shirt. And he looked like Venkman in Ghostbusters. Afterwards. I'll never forget that. It was green Jello. It had like the fruit in it and everything. So I just took a big old wad of it and threw it right at him. He was right in front of me. I was like 6 years old. He was only tables width across from me. So like he was sitting right across from me at the table. So
wow.
I hit him basically right in the chest.
Wow.
That was crazy. Yeah, we had a huge food fight that Easter.
Oh man. I only remember one that we had, but it was during a barbecue, so those don't count because you're outside.
Yeah, yes, it does. That's the best one to have. We don't have to clean anything up.
There was potato salad flying and macaroni salad and God.
Yeah.
Corn. People throwing corn at each other.
It's dangerous. You poke somebody's eye out. Poke your eye out, kid.
But food and all those types of things. Food fights are fun.
You think if you were imagine like if you were having a food fight with cereal only, Lauer would be like the dog trying to catch the cereal in the air. Like he would just be so like, oh, there's Fruit Loops. Oh, there's Rice Krispies. Oh, there's Fruity Pebbles. You know, like he would just go crazy. He'd go back and forth, right? Like, you know, kicks! I love kicks! Oh, those are great.
So
Frosted Flakes! Oh, I love Frosted Flakes.
well, you brought up Lauer. As we know, Lauer is the host and creator of the Batman Book Club, which you frequently are on.
Yes.
As well. But we have some comics news. Apparently, there was a first look at the Gotham War that's coming up, right? And this is Batman and Catwoman death match.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
So it looks good. The pictures look.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I wonder what they're gonna what the big conflict is. I wonder what's really gonna send them over the edge, right? Because they were just recently engaged. They were just recently married. So what's going on?
That could be it. That could.
I don't know. Maybe she's like, hey, you know, I got needs. Where you been? And he's like,
yeah,
Joker. I stuck a Joker.
It's coming out on the 29th, so it's coming soon.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I've been reading both Batman and Catwoman, and well, Batman has sucked. Catwoman's been pretty good throughout, so at least half it's been decent. So we'll see what happens. But are you going to read it? Are you going to pick it up?
She killed her latest love interest?
Yeah, she did.
Interesting.
It was very interesting. I was like, oh, wow, she stabbed him. I was like, oh, geez.
And then they had a conversation? Her and Batman had a conversation?
Well, then Batman was like, what are you doing? I can't. She's like, Selena, you can't be doing this. You can't be going on there with
it. Typical Batman.
Yeah, fashion, basically. Yes. And then she's like, you can't control me, Batman. You can't tell me what to do.
Fashion.
Yeah. It's standard Batman Catwoman, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm wondering, like, why are they fighting?
The pictures look good, though, and the drawings and stuff look fantastic. So who's doing this one?
So are you going to read it? Do you want to do a show with me and Lauer on it?
I don't know.
Oh, Halsey, man. Why do you hate comic books so much?
Do I have to read I'm behind. Would I have to read to catch up?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You would know. You have to tell me.
I would just start with Batman and Catwoman and see where it goes.
Maybe I will.
Oh, God. Eric hates, for someone who loves superheroes, Eric hates comic books. He wants you to burn all your comic books.
I've told you this many times. At this point, it just seems so overwhelming to start.
Just start reading it. Who cares?
I don't know where.
What does that mean? The latest month, just go pick up the book and read it. Like
yeah, I know they're kind of like soap operas. Yeah, they're kind of like soap operas. You could pick up and just.
You act like you're gonna be totally lost.
So, I mean, clearly you're right. If I picked it up and started reading, I'd be fine, I'm sure.
You're like, oh, I'm gonna get Eric's like, hey, who's this Gordon guy in the fedora that Batman talking? Like, are you serious? Like, you're gonna have questions like that. So, like, just read it. Like, you know what you're doing?
Yeah, I don't think that would be a problem. I agree. Wait, you're right. That's fair.
Batman has a kid now? Like, oh, God, Holzman, where have you been?
Okay. So I know more than I probably think I do. That's probably...
Yeah.
Probably a true story there. I definitely
put down the bathrobes and the fleshlight and pick up a comic book.
Whoa, hey, none of that.
Oh, you're like Star Wars?
So?
That's what that is. Obi-Wan wears a bathrobe.
Yeah.
No, Obi-Wan wears a Batman wears his underwear outside his pants. Obi-Wan wears a bathrobe.
Fair. Those are fair points. Can't argue, really.
I told you.
All right. Well, we've come to the end of this fine episode.
This is it. This is where Eric breaks out in song, and
no, today's this is normally song... where you break out in song.
Okay. Halsey man,
I did
come from far to see the man of Halsey.
That wasn't a cue, though. I wasn't trying to tell you to.
I thought this was my audition tape.
I was just saying this was when you normally
Hi, everybody. My name is Peter. I'm from New Jersey. I'm here to sing for the Eric Holzman tribute band.
Jesus Christ. Good Lord. Oh, God.
Like, what's Eric's... Eric, you're like number one hit. You're kind of like... You have the Christmas single because you broke out in song on the Christmas show. Right?
I sang at the end of the Christmas show. I did.
Yeah.
At the very end of it.
It was like Jingle Bells.
No, I sang the Christmas song.
Jingle. Like he tried to do a little Barry White. Jingle
My voice is not deep enough.
Ozyman delivers the gifts for the good children that stay awake.
All right, cut. No,
Ozyman.
Garrett could probably do the Barry White. Garrett's got a deep voice. He probably could. He probably could pull that off.
Yeah, I was like, oh, geez. Oh, okay, Kirk Cousins can't wait. Oh yeah, geez, Vikings, yay, hot dish. Here we go. Vikings gonna have a nice little season.
That's not a topic you want me to talk about, so let's just move on.
I think Kirk Cousins is an elite quarterback in the NFL. What do you have to say, Eric?
That's fantastic. I think
he's better than the Jets. Who do the Jets have? That old guy?
He's better than Aaron Rodgers? Okay.
Right?
If you say
at this stage of Aaron Rodgers' career, wouldn't you take Kirk Cousins over Aaron Rodgers?
If you say so, Pete, then it must be.
I'm just saying, like pretend I'm Ryan Powers, and how would you talk to me about Kirk Cousins?
We don't need to do that. we don't need to do that. We don't need to go there.
I want to know about Kirk Cousins.
I am not choosing violence. I'm not choosing violence.
If I was drafting a fantasy football team and they said you could either pick Kirk Cousins or Tua Tagovailoa, who would you tell me to pick?
Cousins puts up stats, so I would.
Okay, so Kirk Cousins is the elite quarterback in the NFL.
I would take him as a fantasy quarterback. Yes, I would not be upset with that.
So Garrett,
plus he has just.
I got Eric to concede. He has now admitted that Kirk Cousins is elite.
Okay, he plays. There we go. He has Justin Jefferson. Definitely.
Yeah, Randy Moss, Chris Carter, Robert Smith. We Robert Smith. We all got it. We got it.
Okay, you kind of went back there a little, but
Randall Cunningham. It's fine. It's all good.
All right. Okay, we've reached the end of this show. So
Pete, this is Eric. Like, what do you think about the Jets? You think they're going to go 9-7?
I hope they do better than that.
You think they're going to? You think they'll win the division?
They have a shot.
Yeah,
they have a shot. If everyone stays healthy, they have a shot. Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
You think? Do the Jets have a top 5 defense?
They do.
Okay. So
they have a top 5 defense.
This is it. Eric's getting excited.
No, I'm not. No, because I'm a Jets fan.
Yeah, you are. You know, because you're like, I know you suck.
Well, they do, but
like, I don't know what to think about the Knicks. And then the Jets are amazing. Like, everyone loves the Jets right now. No one's talking about nothing but the Jets, at least on the radio. Jets are hot topic.
I'm not that way with the Jets. I can't be. I need to see it first. That I've been a fan of this team way too long.
What was the last time you went to a Jet game?
It was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to a game.
Did you take a training?
I did. I think it was before COVID, so I think it was 2019. No, I like taking the train.
I do too, but getting to the Meadowlands is ass backwards.
Oh well, I don't. Yeah, because you kind of have to go past, right, to go back.
Yeah, go past it, and then then the train goes. Yeah. It picks you up, then it like reverses, then it redocks, then it goes. I was like, this is the worst plan. You guys screwed this up.
They should have made some kind of direct line, but they didn't.
There's a lot they should have done. The Meadowlands has been a mess since 1984.
I can't believe they spent 1 point.
It should be like a Texas
billion,
Live or Philly Live.
Yep, it's a 1.1 billion mess. That
the mall
a mess.
The mall that's half empty. Is it the biggest mall in the country? It might be.
No, I think Mall of America is.
Still is.
I think so.
Yeah,
I know people who've been to the mall. I know people who've been there. Andrew,
I've had friends who've been. I haven't been. I want to go. Me and my brother. We went to a friend of ours had a birthday party at Medieval Times, which was a blast, by the way. So we ended up driving past it because it's all the way up in North Jersey, and I was like, I've never been there. Like I feel like I should go there. It's gigantic.
You should.
Half empty mall.
It's half empty. You can spend the whole day there. Apparently, you can spend the whole day and
look at a bunch of stores that are empty.
But they have like rides and stuff. It's like a half an amusement park.
That's all like separate admission, though. I think the mall is
Oh,
you have to pay admission. You have to park. Apparently, parking is very expensive, and then to get to the water park and the roller coaster, I think there's separate fees.
okay. Yeah, we have to stop talking about this because it's not. It's not important. It's not important to the show.
You don't like
So,
you don't like my Holzman banter?
no, I don't mind talking about it, but we're talking about it on the show now, and people who don't live around here, they're like, "What the hell are they talking about?"
This is for Tim Rooney. I don't care about
for us to
anything else.
continue. So,
This is for,
all right,
this is for the locals.
okay. Well,
Well,
let's locally tell them where they can find you.
locally, you've been listening to the Holzman Radio Network. This is Straight Outta Gotham.
Jesus Christ.
Eric,
Go ahead.
I try to include Eric in a lot of my life and my insanities, and I don't think he's very appreciative of it. Like, you all would love to have a friend like me who includes you in so much.
How am I not appreciative?
Because, like, you're like, there's no beef when there's clearly beef. Beef. Is there beef? Reno, no beef. I don't like no beef. I don't care about your beef. I just
Am
like
I going to close the show by myself this time?
No, I like doing the Reno voice. Kill me. Like, it's fun.
Okay,
Doing
tell
Reno's
people where
voice
they
is,
can
like,
find you.
exfoliating.
Hold on.
All right, God damn it. It's my mic,
Hold
my
on.
life.
Hold on. Tell people where they can find you using the Reno voice. Go.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, you can find my social media. That's Twitter, Instagram, Mastodon, MySpace, and Vero at Pete Illustrated. Zack Snyder, favorite Reno, yes. And you can follow podcast listening to it right now, Straight Out Gotham, straight_O_G, both the Facebook page and Facebook group. Or join them. Nice, excellent. Join them. And then you have Italians vs. By the, I'm not Italian, I'm French Canadian. At Italians vs. By the, that's also on Twitter. And then you have at Team Yellow Ovo, that's very nice, because the Keaton and the Flash that bombed, haha, stupid Batman. And then you have Ryan Lauer's Batman Book Club, which I like a lot. I listen to all the time. And then you have Peter on BatmanOnFilm.com, and then Batman on Film YouTube. He's all over the place with detective reviews and horror reviews. That's all he's good at. He doesn't know shit about films. Not like me, because I know Denis Villeneuve.
What the hell? Okay. Whew. If you guys can make that all out, good. I'm glad. I'm sure Reno's gonna have a lot to say about that one, but anyway, you guys know where you can find me on Twitter. Finally33, spell finale33. Definitely check out All Nicked Up, which is my show I do tonight. Actually, we won't hear this, but I'm recording it tonight with my friends. At all_Nick_up is the Twitter handle. If you're interested in the Knicks, check it. You can hit me up there about basketball. You can watch the show on YouTube, Facebook Live, all over the place. That's where we're at. Definitely check it out if you're a fan and interact with us, because it's a fun show to do. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page. We have a page. We have a group. If you're in the group, definitely interact with us there. We will be posting the winner of the contest there as well, but after the show comes out. But it will be posted up there. So again, congratulations to Andrew. Really good submission. Everybody, all you guys who submitted, we had a really good time doing it, listening.
It was fun listening.
Yes, all of you have definitely voices that can do this. I can say that. We can all definitely hear your voice on a podcast or on a show. So if you're inclined to do it, or you want to do one, even if it's not with us, you can let me know. You can let Pete know. We can help you get set up. And if you have any questions about it, we can help you. Start. Good place to start. I like doing that part personally, so definitely hit me up. Anything else?
I think I might have come up with a theme song for All Nicked Up.
We don't care that you have no. And if you did, we could talk about it after the show. Anything else for this show?
No, not for this. No, I've got lots of ideas that have nothing to do with the show.
All right. So for Pete, I'm Eric. You're listening to Straight Outta Gotham. We'll see you next time.
Booyah, yes, Riddle.